last sessions what we discussed the how to create the file in my management by using of the playbook. After that we created the copy the data to my file whatever we have the existing file. So we already seen the copy model, then we seen the path model. After that we hosted our static website by using of the Ansible playbook. So today we are going to see the our new topic that is called the handlers and tags. So handlers and tags is nothing but in playbook all tasks will be executed by default in the sequentially order. So we know that whenever we calling the give me some minute, let me connect my machines here. So in the playbook, so whatever we have the script, that script we will start to execute line by line. So we can say called as a that is the we have the sequential execution process. But in that just using of the handlers we can execute the task based on the other task status. So by using of the handlers we have to perform the task for one task to the another task. So we can say called as a it is a independent task we are going to the handle it by using of the handlers concept. So let me restart my machines. So I stopped here my machines here. Let me start instances. Let me connect once again that machine. Sorry, not launch instance. So it will be take some time. So what is the handlers? Handlers is nothing but in playbook all tasks will be executed by default in sequentially order. So I don't want to same like this sequentially order. By using of the handlers, we can execute our task based on our other task status. Suppose first status, my status is, give me 1 minute. Yep, we can connect. So we are going to connect with my control node machine here. So here, yes, successfully we are going to connect it. Yes, my machine's here. So in that you can see here the let me change my user also sudo su then Ansible, then cd, then tilde, then after that you can see here how many files we have right now. We have the uh, almost 5 files here for the my playbook. So where we have the playbook, so we are going to the Ansible dash playbook. We are going to execute here 04 web.yml. So whenever we are going to execute this playbook, at that time you can see here the okay, then task also we can see here the installed okay and copy index HTML. Both are the tasks are already we installed in our machines. So in my manage node, so that's why we can see here the okay. But you can see here the last task is start and enable the HTTPD services because already I stopped my machines, so that's why my servers also stopped. So before going to the start, we have to change the status. So that's why we are going to see here the change the status. Already we uh, hosting my machine, so that's why we can see here the okay. Then task is okay because already we installed the HTTPD packages in my control in my manage node, and after that we copied the index.html file in my manage node. But at that time also already we started, but my machine is stopped, so that's why my server also stopped. So that's why we can see the status is changed. So here we can see other two tasks. One is a task install HTTP packages, copy task, and third task is the start and enable HTTP services. But these tasks, whenever we observe here, these tasks performing by sequentially. First we are going to install, then we are going to copy, and we are going to the start here. But I don't want to like this. I want to, based on my status change, then task will be performed. Then at that time we have to go with handlers. Using of the handlers, we can execute the task based on the other task. So first task is this one, second task this one. So we are on the dependent. For which task we are dependent? For the installed HTTP packages. We are dependent because if we don't have any packages, then can we start our web server? No, we cannot start our web servers here. But copy the server index.html because we are going to launch our static website. So that's why we have the another task here. Suppose we can say called as a, if any take example here, suppose this is my home page. In that home page, uh, this is my ABC application. In that ABC applications, so when I'm going to log in my application, at that time, suppose I want to navigate to the home page. At that time, we can navigate to the home page whenever we take example of the e-commerce website. But whenever we are ordering something from that Flipkart application, at that time, are we going to allow to the order that product? No, it is not allowing to me because users are not logged in that application. So that's why we have the dependent functionalities here. First, we can view the product, we can see everything in that on our Flipkart application. But whenever we are going to order something, at that time it will be asked me you how to log in our Flipkart application. So we can say this is the dependent task. So whenever we ordering something, we have to log in our application. Otherwise, it won't be allowed to me purchase the product. So that is the we have the same thing we have the in handlers. Uh, in Ansible playbook, suppose we have the three tasks. So suppose we have the three tasks. One is a task we can say called as a, we are going to the install the HTTP packages. Then after that we have the second task like this. We are going to copy the index.html file, whatever we have that. After that, what we have the third task, we have the I want to start the HTTPD services. Then these are the tasks are the dependent. First we are going to install, then we can start. But this is the mandatory. Yes. Second also is mandatory because without index.html can we host our application? No, we cannot because we have the some HTML code and then user can interact that my page. So that's why we have the dependent task. So we are going to perform first task, then we are going to perform the second task. So that type of I want to follow here. Using of the handlers, we can execute the task based on the other task. So that time we have to go with handler concept. If second task status is changed, then only we can execute the third stage. Suppose our task here, you can see other in that our status is changed. Suppose for the second task, here is okay, but if it is changed, then we are going to perform the third task. Otherwise, we are not allowing to the user to perform that, execute that third task. So that is the handlers here. Handlers are used to the notify to that task. So in that handlers, we are going to use the notify keyword. So in that notify keyword, we are going to notify to the task to the execute. Suppose we perform this task and this task is changed, then we are going to notify my third task we are executing something, so you have to perform this task also. If we have the okay, then we are not going to notify to my next task. So that is we can say called as a notify keywords here. So suppose whatever we have the whatever we have the machines in that web machines, what we have to do here, so we have to use the first notify. After that, then we have to use the, give me 1 minute. then we have to notify, then we have to handlers concept using that. So give me VS code here. So I'm going to start one, just I'm writing here the our playbook codes here because it is easy to understand the indentations here. So that's why I'm going to write it here. Okay. Suppose already we hosted the static website. I don't want to host it again same website. So I'm going to say like this. Here is all. After that we are going to become a yes. So otherwise you can mention here the true also. After that task we have the name, then we are going to install the http packages here, then we have the yum is nothing but we have the package manager model in our Linux. After that we have the state, then we are going to install the latest one we are going to install. After that we are going to copy my index.html file. So just I'm going to change here the test.html. Okay, so I'm going to create a new html file here because already we hosted, so we cannot see major difference whenever we use the handlers and notify concept in our playbook here. So we are going to use here the test. After that name, copy, then after that copy, then test.html, then destination. After that, once I copy the html file here, then we are going to notify to my, we are going to use here the notify to restart the, no, I'm not going to restart here, just I'm going to say like this, start my server. Let me verify this is my parent, yep. After that we are going to start our start httpd service here. So we are going to start here. After that once we are ready to notify to the my next task here, then we are going to use here the handlers. So handlers is nothing but we can say called the this task is changed, then we are going to execute this task, otherwise we are not going to execute here. So I think handlers, handlers here, let me verify here the, yes we have the handlers here. No, I think yes we are going to indentations properly here. After that name, so name, after that my task is here httpd services here, then services here, then name httpd services start here. So I'm going to create it one file here. So ls, then you can see the how many files we have, the so many files. So I'm going to say like this web.yml. So I'm going to create it here the 05 web.yml. So in that I'm going to paste it here. So become a yes, then task yum, then okay handlers notify. Okay, then I'm exiting that window. Yes, then I'm calling that, I'm executing that 05 web.yml. Yes, you can see here the I'm going to change here the statuses. You can see here the, but here the execution during the exceptions occur during the task execution to the see the full traceable use the, it is saying the verbose mode using of the model. Okay, I think we have the issue here because we are not using the, we are not created the test.html file, so that's why we can see called as a error. Okay, insert mode, then h1, this is my h1 tag. After that welcome to DevOps 01. Okay, Then I'm saying like this h1, okay, exit from that wq. Okay, again we are going to execute this Ansible playbook. We can see here the, but here the, you can see here the installed, we installed the httpd packages. The requested handler start http services was not found, either the main handlers list. Okay, so it is saying, so we are going to the notify to my next task. We install the http packages, but whenever we are copying the indexes, at that time it is not working because I think we have the issue in our indentations in our playbook. So let me verify once again. Here the handler. Okay, I think here it should be work because we have the same. Where we are going to start our third task, we are going to start third task from here. Let me verify. YML editor here. In that YML editor we can verify our code here. We are going to go, so it is saying map with all items. I think it should be work. I hope, not sure. Let me ask with our copilot. We can ask to the copilot also. Yes, it is saying like the structural issue in the YML, the handler section is incorrectly nested under the last task, but it should be same level. Okay, let's see. We are going to update our same file. No, not this one. We are going to update this one. Let's see. I hope it should be work. So we are going to execute our same file here again. Yes, but you can see here the, can we see any uh, impact here whenever we use the handler? No, we cannot see anything changes here because everything will be new here. So that's why we cannot see any changes here, because first time we are going to okay, again we are going to okay, but here you can see the, we are going to the install first time. That's why we cannot see any issue here, and also here also we are going to execute it. After that you can see here the, can we see here the our third task? No, we cannot see here the our third task because we used here the handler concept. Once we started to the our httpd services, because once we change the our copy dot test html file change, then we can execute our start http services. Otherwise we cannot start our httpd services because we are we are not modifying this one right now. So that's why we cannot see any changes in our next third task. So here you can see the, we don't have any notifying here to my third task here. Then how we can perform here? Suppose I want to notify that one, then what we have to do here? Let me verify our web static website is posted or not here. let's see. I hope we have the two websites here. Welcome to DevOps. I'm not sure which one is correct. No, because we hosted already this one. Welcome to DevOps. Okay, no worries. We can modify to existing files here. We can add the. Let me check here. I think we should use here the 04 web.yml. I'm updating here my same playbook here. I'm going to update same playbook here. Just I'm going to say this one is a index.html. After that, we are going to update here the index.html. Then we use here the notifying. Then we used here the handlers. Okay. So in insert mode, okay, 1 minute. We are removing everything from here, and we are going to update our playbooks here. So I'm updating this one WK. Okay. YML. Then we are going to update here the. You can see here the okay, because already we are installed everything here and start to the enabled here. So let's see, can we see the updated code or yes. Okay, that is the thing we have here, but here can we see the impact whatever we use the handlers and notify? No, we cannot see any impacts here. So right now we have to modify that files index.html file, then we can see the uh, handlers impact in our playbooks here. Then ls, then in that ls, then we have the index.html. So we are going to modify the index.html file. In insert mode, we are going to update here like this 01, and we can say call it the test the application. So we can add anything here. Okay. So we modified here our index.html file. So already we know that what is the purpose of the handler. So handlers is nothing but once our task is changed, then we are going to perform the another task. Otherwise, it won't be work in our OK status. So I'm going to execute that playbook here. You can see here the. So first we are going to gather facts. After that, you can see the change. It's change. So you can see the it executed here. So that is the difference here. You can see the our OK start changes. So using of the handlers, we can execute the task based on other task. Otherwise, second task status is changed, then only third task only executed. Otherwise, we cannot execute it. Earlier, can we execute it here? First time we are going to execute it. So that's why we can see here the because in that we change here, then we can perform here. Again, I will show you. Let me verify. Are we updated? Yes, we are updated here our index.html file. Okay. Again, I'm going to update. Again, I'm going to execute these files here. You can see the we installed that file. I'm not sure. So it is not working because it is a we can see the start and enable the HTTP services here. It should not be displayed here because already we added here the handlers and we notified that files. Let me verify that files. Why it is not showing to me? I think we are not added here the handlers in this file, so that's why we cannot see. Let me verify which file it is. So this file, I think we added here the code started HTTP handlers notify we used here. Okay, in the insert mode, yes, we have the handlers notify. Yes, WQ. Let me verify that file is updated or not here. 04 web.yml. Yes, we have the handlers. Let again execute that web.yml file. So can we see the handlers task or not here? You can see the install it. See, we cannot see here the third task because we are not going to changes anything in my copy.index.html file. So that's why we cannot see anything here. So here can we see here the my next task? No, we cannot see because we added the handlers there and we are notifying to the my next task. So it is already added. So we are not going to changes anything in my previous of the task. So that's why it is not, there is a no need to the changes anything our next task. If we changes, then we can execute our next task. Otherwise we cannot execute our next task here. So you can see here the, we can see here the, but here you can see whenever we refresh or anything here, we can see the our websites here because already we hosted and already we started our web server here. But if I modified here again that file, suppose if I'm going to modify that file, so we are going to modify that file again. Suppose we are copying same file in my next, let's see, where is my cursor? In insert mode, suppose I'm going to update here. Okay, so just we added here the test application 01. So we modified cat index.html. We modified our file here index.html file. So at that time, whenever we are going to execute my again playbook here, then it should be perform all tasks here because we changed in our index.html file. Yes, we changed here and we are dependent on that file. So we are going to notify every time we change, we can execute third task. Otherwise, we are not going to execute my third task. You can see here the running handler start and enable the HTTPD services because we need to the update that files again in my next task. So here is a dependent functionality. By using of the handler, we can execute the task based on another task statuses. If we change the status change, then we can execute. Otherwise, we cannot change anything in my next task. So that is the we are going to keep as it is here. Handlers are used to the notify that task to the execute, and notify keyword we will use the inform to handler to the execute. So notify is nothing but we have the one keyword in our playbook in our Ansible. Then we are going to notify to my handler. We need to the inform to the handlers we change the our task, so then you have to execute. So that is the purpose. Notify is nothing but just we are picking the data from the previous task and we are send it to the data to my next handlers. Then handlers will get the notify, then it will be execute our next task handler task. So that is the we have. After that, we have the using of the tag concept also in that. By using of the tag, we can map the task and to tag the name. Suppose using of the tag name, we can execute the particular task. We can skip the particular task available in our playbook. Suppose I want to execute only installed HTTP packages, then we can add here the tag and we can execute only that task. Suppose I want to skip that task, then we can use the tag concept and we can skip that task here. So that is the purpose we have the handlers and tags here. In the handlers, whenever we are using the handlers, at that time we have to use the notify keyword in our handler task. Before going to handlers add, then we have to add the notify keyword in our previous task. So that is the thing we have. In upcoming sessions, we will learn here the tag concept. So by using of the tags, how to execute that particular of the task, how to skip that particular of the task, we will learn in our upcoming session. Handlers and tags very important because just we have the filtering the data. Based on that filtering and based on our requirement, we are going to execute. So we have the some command by using of the handler we will see in our upcoming sessions. No, in tags we have the same some commands. So we will see in our upcoming session. After that, we will see our gather facts. You can see the whenever we are performing our playbook, you can see the gathering facts. So it will be here the gathering facts. So we will see in upcoming session what is the gather facts. So this is the uh, interview point of perspective is a very important. Okay. After that, we have the few keywords in our Ansible. We will learn in that. After that, like debug keyword, then we have the registered keyword, then we have the error handling in our playbook. I want to handle the uh, error handling in my playbook. Then we have the different concept here. Then we will start our variables because we are not started our variable concept yet. So that's it for today. In upcoming sessions, we will start our next topic. Thank you guys.